day, good day. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. We're there with you. Okay, so we overcome that urgle a while ago. She listen to the Wopal, man. Listen to the Wopal. Anyway, we have played a tune a while ago with a brand new tune with Sister Carol. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. We're there with you on next Thursday. We want to yell up the ones from last night, you know. Trust me, man. It was totally different from the one before because I can't have some callers that were not easy in the night, the boy. I mean, I tell you, it looked like them set them for me in the night. Yeah, man. Like the man, them just, why, Muta come on, 10. Anything where them want to talk about, them talk about it. No care how weird it is. Anyway, you will say no. Last night we played Miss Lou, because as a matter of fact, it was Wednesday night and we said it was our birthday the Tuesday, but actually it was Monday was our birthday. It was really Monday was our birthday. So we don't want to get it mixed up because we say Miss Lou is one of my favorite ladies them. So you have to know, it is really amazing that Miss Lou wrote some poems like 60 years ago. From my little picnic, she writes some poems. And when I listen to the poem, them, it sounds like I know she talk about. So, what it means, you know? It means after 60 odd years, nearly 70 odd years, because I think she did in her 80s. After 60 odd years, 70 odd years, you mean say these poems we should be just put in a little library now and say this is what people used to write about when they was under certain oppression and thing. That we now come and have to write back the same thing them. Listen to this. I want to play two things. I want to play a poem by her and I want to play a commentary where she have. And listen to the commentary them and listen to the poem. And you will realize how weird it is for we right now in a situation where the people them still under these craziness. Really.
The ground is hard. We chose this poem because it is very relevant to the times now, though these verses were written many years ago. But Dirty Tough means not just that the ground is hard, but the times are hard. So it's rain or fall, but dirty tough. The rain is falling, but the ground is hard. And dirty is not just a corruption of the word dirty. It's a real African word, D-O-T, dirty, which means the ground, dirty tough. Sun a shine, but things not bright. Do a pot a boil, bickle not enough. River flood, and rain a fall. Rain a fall, but dirty tough. Nowadays, the times so hard, when you ask Maddie how them do, them afraid you take it, tell them back, so them no answer you. No care how much we da work for hard times, still in our shot. We da fight, our time a beat we. They might raise we wages, but £1 gone and pound we pay and we no feel no merriment. For £10 gone and pound we food and £10 pound we rent. Saltfish gone up, mackerel gone up, beef and pork gone up, same way. And when rice and butter ready, them just go up a holiday. Cloth, boot, pin and needle gone up. Ice bread taxes, water rate, kerosene, oil, gasoline gone up. And the pound devaluate. The price of bread gone up so high that we have to agree to cut we hype and bread and all turn dumpling refugee. And all them Margaret Smaddy, whether go on like fatty sin, all them that whether fast with me, I left them to dumpling. Sun a shine and pot a boil, but things are bright. Bickle not enough.
All right, so as you hear shut up about pound and pence, so you must know, say, long before independence, you write the poem. No, we get independence, well, them say we get independence 1962. And now we're in 2020. And ironically, we carry go back to the studio and record back the same poem. And the only thing she changed was the pounds to dollars. And it is the exact situation we're in now. Exact situation. We're going to take a break and come forward. And you're going to hear the commentary where she mentioned. And this is not no joke business. We're going to take a break and come forward. The rain now ramp up here, lightning and thunder like worries. So I just experienced something I never experienced in my life. A lightning just licked me on the skin of me. But Shane, a lightning never lick you yet.
No, no.
Brethren, I true you don't know what happened a while ago. I true you don't know what happened a while ago, Rasta. Believe you me, I never experienced nothing like that in my life. Anyway, this is the stepping razor. One lightning don't stop the show. So here we are said, oh, we're not gonna play a thing with Miss Lou, but it's not gonna work here right now. But I want to bring something to the attention of the people them. Even though the news kinda gone way out there now, everybody it just beating this news about the present government, as we see it now, has lost the confidence of the people. Because if you have a election and 63% of the people them who support don't vote, plus another portion vote for the other party. It's not saying very good. If I was the Prime Minister and the Minister them, I'd have go sit down in a meeting and say, no, something is wrong. What is it why the people them, even though we won, nobody seemed to be interested in voting? Because last year we started to see the downturn of the voter population. But this year it was terrible. I mean, really terrible. So them have to go really, it's not only the PNP have to go look into themselves, which the PNP have to go look in themselves deep. But the JLP government have to sit down and say, why is it, what is happening after we do so much things for these damn people? Them don't come forward. I know them want to blame the COVID, but the COVID is not it. The COVID is not it. Because them same one take people who have COVID and carry go make them vote. Yeah, man, give them all taxi fare and bus fare and send chauffeur for them and ask them something there. So it's the COVID, I wouldn't blame the COVID for the downturn. I would blame a no confidence citizenship, no confidence. The people, them have no interest in the electorate. Them have no interest. So, as we are saying, we're now getting statistics and all these things, but we are told that 63% of the people them who could have voted did not vote, and 37% vote. So 37% vote, and out of that 37, the GLP get the majority out of the 37. I think it's 40 odd. That means, no, it's a terrible thing. It's a serious thing if you have an election and you're so confident with all the things them and the high road and the by road and them thing there. And the people them still, the confidence of the majority of people is not sweet enough. Then there's a problem I have now with this thing where people are say, where the polls are them. The polls are them say, the Jamaican people, when asked about the corruption, they never show no interest. In other words, it never affect them. How are them people are, sir? Corruption not affect Jamaica. That them could have said, no, that's not the main thing. Corruption is one of the biggest things. We don't see we are going in the past 2 years with all of these politicians who are going up at the remand center up at Jamaica House. And then we hear that corruption is not a priority to Jamaican people. Well, may I tell you something, you know? If corruption is not a priority, them going to go rob with blind now. Because now them have the opportunity now Because if you don't tell the people them say corruption is not a main priority. So what do you think them are going to know? What do you think them are going to know? And the position of the virus, which it seems like it's getting like America now. It is obvious why the election was called. I don't know if I want to see why, but it is obvious why the election was called. The election was called because we must remember that the Prime Minister did say the election was not on his mind. About 3 weeks before him called it, him say election was not on his mind. Well, 3 weeks after we see him call election, the election was called because them didn't know say the thing I got spiked. Them know say it got spiked. And through them know say it got spiked, them decide say, look here, we can't wait till February, you know. Because you say if you ever wait till all November, the PNP have a little leeway because the people them are going to say, but look how much people are dead and the government now do nothing about it. And the people them are going to say, yes, that's true, you know. The government now do nothing about it because look how much people are dead now, how much people are getting per day. 100 odd people are getting per day, I think yesterday. So, the man played a draw card on the PNP. And the draw card on all of the other people who decide to go vote. Because here we him say now. Him say, look here now. We know it will spike. And we know the backlash will happen to we after all the good we do. It will happen that now the people are going to turn against me. By the click of a switch, them turn against me. So here we are going to do. We're going to call the election. And by the time the election announced, the spike will already start and them can't tell them no keep the election again, even though only for Jamaican people that call for abandon the election. So them can't come say no, them not, we must abandon the election. We're going to call the election. So him call the election just about the thing we got spike up to right level now. And can't turn back. And no say him going to win. Because him win half of the history of how them did deal with the COVID. That is how them win, you know. The people them say, why them really angle the COVID good, so we're going to vote for them. So by the time him call election, the people them have no time for reflect and I say, yeah, but it did good then, but now it's not good. And if them did wait end of September, October, it's that worse. That little youth that's use up a made pan people, you know? Just like him show no. Him show the Clark shoes. Imagine the Prime Minister promote Clarks. You know how much youth come try to get a Clarks since the Prime Minister put it by them foot? Eh? It's like Trump. It's like Trump, you know. You know what people say them now wear no mask, you them not to the Prime Minister, the President have no mask. And the President talk about this and that gets the COVID. Say, the COVID so get rid of by the sun come up in a summer and this and it go down, this and that, and when you see it go down. And nearly 200,000 people, them said dead from COVID in America. And how much million of it. And it's not done. A man predicts that by February, 400,000 people in America will catch it and dead. So we don't know what that's going on. We hear the Tufton say, and he reiterated the other day, so 1.5 million people will get the COVID in Jamaica. No, I not take him out no profit, you know. But that is very scary. And I refuse to be scared. I refuse to be scared. 1.5 million, that is more than that's half of the population, really. You understand? That means you know we got no. You're gonna look upon people like say, you're gonna scan them. Everybody gonna scan everybody. Because I say, our people claim say it's not dead, you know. But we know say it's dead. And if you don't want to know say it's there, you're in a serious problem. May I tell you, man, storm, trust me. We have to watch what we are doing and what we are going, you know, because we say the light pole a gas fire. In the rain, the light pole a gas fire. So we are searching for the generator and You know the difficulty now, because the generator, the way in the rainforest, and we that tear up the place. So it's a challenge. But we're going to work it out still. We're going to work it out. As I said, this is a step in the race, so it's a challenging time. We recognize how challenging it is, but one rain don't stop the show. You understand? We want to up shade, you know. Yeah, we want to up shade. Because there's certain things that we don't want to play. And we hope before the day done, it's going to play still. But this is what they know. It's the way we did talk a while ago about how them manipulate our mind by telling us them not call no election. Then when them say the thing I got spike, and them know say it got spike, them really say, all right, we're going to call the election before it get too spiky. Because if it gets spiky, you know, the people, them go, Jamaican people, easy to forget. Say from March till now, we did a go on good. But something went wrong. Something went wrong. I see something beautiful just happened a while ago. Whoa! I see something just beautiful just happened. we are gonna take the thing and when we come back we're supposed to good. I hope so. All right. This is the stepping razor on a rainy day in the bush. I think we want to take some phone call, you know. Yeah, I think we'll take some phone call and hear what the people them say. What time it is now? 10 to 4. Yes, we want to take some phone call. Okay, so make we hear where I go on with the phone call then. Meanwhile, we get the phone call. We want to tell you about the sponsor. The sponsor between 3 and 4 is brought to you by H&L Agro and Rapid True Value. Order your essentials and get curbside pickup. H&L Agro and Rapid True Value are here for you. Closing credits. And what is the closing credits? The closing credits say it's brought to you by H&L Agro and Rapid True Value. What's up your order? And have your order delivered to you, to your car when you arrive. If you are just trying to figure out what is happening here, we have no electricity here. The rain is tearing down the place. The place get dark, you understand? And we are enclosed area. We're going to come out title and go to the road. But still don't have a car. This is so amazing to hear. Anyway, believe you me. Speaking of rain, and we're going to play something by Miss Lou. We're talking about water shortage. You know, I hear them say them fix the road them, you know. And I am saying, yeah, the road them look good. But how is it that some engineers can be fixing road and know say rainfall and them don't have no drainage? Them don't give no priority for drainage. That the government turn around now and I say, they're going to spend $1 billion on Marcus Garvey Boulevard or Drive, whatever them call it, to really deal with the drainage. When we look on Constant Spring Road yesterday, for those of us who travel up and down on Constant Spring Road, it was like you're driving a river. You see some people, through them car load, them afraid to go there. So I don't understand how the government said the road them fix and it look beautiful. It come like some sepulchre where people bury people and whole heap of flowers and things up on top of the coffin, but inside is a dead body. How can it come like a trick? Come like a real trick? Because you pretty up the outside of the thing, but the inside is not good. That is Buto business. That is like a Buto. You know, it's like some people who dress up to puss foot and them not no teeth in their mouth. You know, I don't understand that. We have to do better than that. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do better because situation, anything, them can't do anything. The minority of people who vote decide, say, at them we want to rob more. We prefer them robbery than PNP. That thing. Yes, make you hear the caller. Say, yes, caller.
What you say, Brother Muta?
Boy, me I say, the rain, a wreck, havoc. Which part me, them, man?
Which part me there out? I farm me I run out. The last night me I tell about the farm was before the youth they talk about the coal.
Are you did I talk about it?
Yeah, man, no, me that talk about coal. Me that talk. Me first call last night on the program.
Okay.
Me ask about Bob Clark and sitting.
Yeah, so where you there now? You rain and fall where you there?
Right now, not good. You come and start match at me and you turn off for your left there, sir.
No, that me ask you. Me ask you if rain and fall where you there?
Plant 3,000 root of pine in the motor.
Eh?
Me plant 3,000 root of pine, you know.
What me ask you a while ago?
Say if a salt mash come up in a good way.
No, me ask you if rain and fall where you there?
Then me just run out of the farm, man. Yeah, man, rain and fall hard, man.
Rain and fall hard?
Yeah, right, so me there, man. Rain and fall good, man. Plant.
Okay, so where's you know about 3,000 pine sucker? You have 3,000 pine sucker plant?
No, man, the pine, them pick over 400 weight already, man. Night cheap time again, man.
Oh, you pick 400 already?
Yeah, man. That's the last time you that say you can't sell a pine sucker for 200. I mean, no, say you can't sell for 200, but I know say if you want 150 sucker, because I make you get it down higher there.
No, when me tell you something, how much me tell you something want?
You about 50 to 100.
They don't know you tell me something can't get 50.
You never that me can't find more.
No, that me did ask you and then you tell me say $200 for one.
I know me tell you that, man.
Who tell me that?
The next man that tell you about the coal, man.
So how much I want to control the pine them? Me not understand that. One man tell me $200 for one pine, so how that me I say where him come from? Or tell me $200 for I me can show me name Mutabaruka, why am I say that?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
I mean that tell
Oh, she said that different caller. You think I was your friend?
No, man. A different farmer, this man. In that time when you have...
Okay, all right. I just have a star where I go on. So you are saying, no, you have a portion of pine plant up?
Yes, man. When I cut pine long time and pine sucker, I want me here tell you, say, 1 pine tree give me. I'll 10 sucker, the one of my pine tree, me cut off here.
That me know. One plant, one pine get 10 sucker.
So you know, say when I tell you, I say...
So let me ask him now. You're going to give me some pine sucker that you say?
Yes, me can get a 50. You name your own.
But how me go get them? How me go get the sucker them?
You have to take my number, man, and take my number of the year, man, and call me.
All right, me have not me take your number now because it's a phone me I talk to you through. You like know how me I do the program here, so now. Believe you me. Come like some magic business.
So rain and fall in the forest there?
Rain and fall, but the dirty tough.
Exactly, to miss Lou, but I cook what the big enough.
But I don't look the amount of food I don't have now to ride. I don't have a whole van. I don't have a whole bread van with a big cow with a big light.
No, go so hard. You don't want no cow.
No, we don't want no cow. We don't want no cow. But seriously though, me don't want you to drop it go down highway for because me not down highway again.
Well, you're going to tell me still where I can know.
All right. She say him have your number. She say him have your number.
All right.
So when the program done, she not gonna give me the number, and then one of them day me call you and tell you which one I can collect them.
Yes, man. Cause right now me I tell
but
you.
me glad how me hear say you plant enough, man. Cause look like a whole heap of plant in a go another area there.
A 3.5 acre land, you know.
Eh?
You know, 3.5 acre land, me have me one if you come see plant.
Where you get 3.5 acre land from?
No, one lady lease me.
Eh?
One lady lease me to a Goodwill, not St. James and Chilla.
No, man, the light come back, man. The light, it come back a while ago here. It come back.
Yeah, man. A 3.5 acre.
Yeah.
Me about 20 yard rabbit, you know.
20 yard what?
Me doing a motor. About 20 yard rabbit.
Me no hear you.
Me say me have about 20 yard rabbit.
You have 20 yard rabbit?
Yeah, man.
So, the way I do 20 yard rabbit, brethren?
I breed them, man. I want me get in and me get one man put that man, the man just breed up and they have 6 and 7 man, 10 picnics, so they have picnics.
Shut up too loud. Yeah.
So, Me have whole heap of plant, whole heap of banana. You see all pumpkin, me attack, so you read pumpkin.
So what you do with the rabbit? Them things that people stop save rabbit now and stop kill rabbit.
Me no kill them, man. Me no eat them, man. Me no kill them, man. I sell it to you, them where I raise rabbit, man.
Then you them not kill them.
No, man. Me them take it like a pet. Me having a yard. They go around up another cat.
Oh, it's a pet thing. Like how me have 3 fowl in my yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fowl them all have the cup room in my living room, yeah.
Muta, me no
No,
eat
so where
them.
am I going to have it there, so?
You know,
Him
Muta.
just easy like a Sunday morning with about 4 eggs in there, so I hatch.
All right. I tell you. You know, so me no eat
But every
them.
time they hatch, you know, you have some mongoose down at the bottom there, so where, me don't know what's wrong with them mongoose, the Rasta. And them harder to catch than rat, you know.
As long as fowl in a yard, mongoose are going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mongoose are there because they want to eat egg and they want to eat the chicken.
Yeah, me know, but a long time, I don't see one of them eat one of them, though.
Muta right now, me have...
I don't know people eat them egg, though, you know, believe you me. I mean, me know me used to eat egg when I used still, but when I see how people eat it, it's like a chicken them are eating, it's a fetus them are eating, you know.
Me not eat, you know.
No, me know, but me just say, when I want to eat chicken, when I want to eat an egg, it's a little baby chicken in the egg, you know. That's why the fowl lay the egg, you know, if you let out the picnic.
Yeah, man, I want all that chicken you eat, you know, you say you don't eat meat.
No, all that chicken, it's a fetus. It's like you abort the little chicken, you abort the chicken, and the chicken could have grown up to be a prime minister of Jamaica or something.
Well, that is in a China vehicle and cover.
Because you see a pure chicken about the place. A pure chicken about the place. I go around the place.
Yeah, you hear me, brother? Oi. Jamota.
So tell me shop down there. Eh?
Me have China vehicle land. And the plant upon a cassava, sweet potato, banana, plantain, cocoa, bean, gungo, pepper. You understand? Pine, me not to mention pine. So she not go call me and tell me, we not call me and tell me when me prepare sucker them and how you pick them up. You hear, sir? Oh, brother. Muta.
As me I say, where we really are going, I mean look upon even the dynamics of the road them and the place where the people them use mostly. Like the highways good and nice and sweet and you know. Cause one of the things them with them catch with the I think was the other government too, you know, not even the one you know, PNP government. What them they tell we say is that because there's a shorter distance between the north and the south, it means that goods and services will be cheaper. And you're going to use less gas. In Jamaica, I want to know who, she said, because of the highway, goods and services is less, cost less. I know see that. Maybe I live in a bubble, but I know see because of the highway, things get cheaper, going to the north or coming to the south. It's a trick. It's a trick. As a matter of fact, the Chinaman, them couldn't even just drop the price like you show them to the COVID or go on and them thing there. Now them are going to raise the one, the east-west one. Them are going to raise the price of the east-west one. Them see the time get away now and them won't even, and the government won't even lobby for the people them. The government won't even say, watch a Chinese. Only sister the thing kind of rough, you know, and the disease won't have in our country reach us so. And we not problem, so you couldn't just ease up. Them not ease up. Them say them are going to raise it. You know, see, so we don't have nobody a lobby for that we are there. And then the road them, and now you know, say the road them not fix, you know. And, yeah. Yes, I have got 5 at the paper. If you ever know where I go, I say, man, you like know where I go, man. Believe you me. I don't think another radio program ever do like this. In a situation where we're there, so no. I don't think so at all. But all right, make a look for it. The hour between 4 and 5. All right. Wait there. Anyway, meanwhile, we don't want to stop the show because we are looking for this paper, you know. We just I said to the people, but before 5 things will come. What time it is, Shane?
3 minutes past 4 now.
Because we call it rainforest, man. It's a rainforest, literal rainforest. So here we are saying now. At night now up here, you know. I don't know about long so, you know. At night we have up here now. So you must know what I talk about. So rain wet me, lightning lick me. May I tell you? I wet like sweat. I can't come out of my yard because the gate locked. I tell you, but it's a wonderful day. I love the day still. You think I'm going to make all them little things they get me down? No way, Jose. Yeah, that's all. Anyway, we'll take some more call. Any more call there? Who are you, Barbara Makeda Blake, you know? Yeah, we line up a documentary them do for Barbara Blake. A lot of people don't know, but she got an award named for her, after her, because of her, what you call it, her pioneering journalistic move in England. She was the first black woman who got such acclaimed in black woman as a journalist on television. Last week we interviewed her, and now we had a documentary to play, but we can't play the documentary. Believe you me, it can't play, you know. You know, see it. So the thing with it now is this. Because we have to really circumvent all of the things them and just cut and clear and go through, you know. So we're in a situation where most of the people them no vote. And we are say, people always are say, it is your duty and right to vote. But if you don't vote, it means that you can talk as much as you want about the evils and the upheavals of the government and the opposition. If you vote and anything go wrong, you have to take responsibility for it. So me who have a big mouth and others like me who have a big mouth can declare, say, what you're going to say between now and the year will astound anybody. Because we see where going in America, you know. And we see where, by the way, anybody here say them nominate the president of America, Trump, them nominate him for Nobel Peace Prize. Them nominate, and that is the next thing, but 2021 Nobel Peace Prize, someone them nominate him because of the effort that was made between the Arabs and the Israeli them. You know the Arabs and the Israeli them up now. Well, the broker deal is not him personally, but him son. Hello? Yeah, we are saying they broke a deal between the Arabs and the Israeli. So now you have non-stop flights from Israel to Arabia and Arabia to Israel, which is really a serious thing that. So they see it as very important and as a peace move, a peace initiative. So they have now, well, not them, one among them, one ultra conservative man from Europe there decides them are going to nominate him for Nobel Peace Prize. So make us see how that go and make us see how that go work. Meanwhile, back at home, is under pressure, really under pressure. All right, now, so make us see what can happen here, so. Make us see what can happen here, so. Here we go. Eh? All right. We want to come forward and see if we can make certain things happen right as or now. Okay? The big man I work on the thing. Yeah, I tell you I work. The real now, you know. No, I should have get a prize for this. I should have get a prize for this. Shane, we deserve a prize for this, you know. Believe you me, if anybody should get a prize for unusual broadcasting, this is the program we're supposed to get the prize, man. Especially which part with there. Anyway, so we can't go ahead. So we'll wait diligently for an outcome, so. And we're going, we know set of work now. We know set of work. Okay. So, as you can hear, the rain still fall. We'll talk about the relationship between, or the similarities between we are going in America and we are going in Jamaica. We hear the Prime Minister say, look here, we have to live with it, you know. The Prime Minister said we have to live with it. But meanwhile, the water wash down the place. What me say? Me say the water terrible out there. Eh? Yeah?
Yeah, Mutabaruka.
Well, I tell you, I can't tell you, but I know say rain and more rain, the place dark up, you know, and we not light and all them stuff. Eh?
But I'm not sensible, but I'm not getting rain and all, Clarendon.
Okay. And that's what the bridge them called me from yesterday last night.
Oh.
Don't get a Clarendon there. So what you say?
I want to me I try to push out for the year still in the Prime Minister and brother.
What that?
We want to know say not essential over there, so we don't want no more house leader can not go on for in our ears up so.
We don't want no more what?
House leader. Like when you put Colonel Charles as house leader we can't see him and we don't hear nothing from him.
Then him son and him daughter don't take over you know.
COVID.
No, him son and him daughter. Colonel Charles.
Yeah, but I'm not essential in there.
Okay. So what you want? You don't want Colonel Charles, tell me what you want.
MP we are calling to you know brother come here tell we have enough in Sakichi and we not make no money and find them one look factory in our ears up here.
Akichi?
Yeah, I can't country there we have enough in singing and we never have a look up factory in a few years, yes, mister? And we are
so you are saying the Aki them and the mango them?
Right, so now we have to everything up brother, I want to look up factory and I want to look up certificate. You see me?
Like what kind of factory you want? Agro factory, agro industry.
Oh, I look at processing factory somewhere in the east of brother.
Yeah.
Oil. When I get down, we have 10 got foreign too.
Yeah, but them man not gonna do it, you know. Them not gonna do it, man. Them a care about something else. Them depend on a bigger thing now, according to them, bigger thing. You know, them a try protect the private sector's money. You know, that come first right now, you know. How you go make the private sector them be comfortable now with the COVID business that go on. When you open up the place, that is what go on, that's what them do. And now they have to go try get the money back to a level where it's acceptable to the private sector. Because normal Jamaican people can rest assured say, them not in the plan now with the government. The people have to take back line, you know. Private sector business, the bankers and all the factory man, them own factory and all these things. That is the priority right now for the government. Not the woman where they on the road that sell, not the man where I do construction, them not in the problem, them not in the equation right now. So you have to go wait little.
You see all the land where alcohol them left, them land where alcohol left and then plant up with beer grass, funny like grass can eat or a cow alone if you raise. And then think that if you come through, come give so you to underneath 30 and make you them know to plant up a place and do things like our 4 parents and used to do it. That's what I'm saying now, not them place, sir.
You see the land with them called Crown land, and the land them where people gone a foreign and now come back. Them to find out which part of them land are there and start to distribute it among the people.
Them people them sell out some of their land because you see I make up a so can't improve, you know. Because one man have 20, 30 acre land on the roadside. Yeah, and you know, walk out because it's full of bush and people are afraid to walk past it, so.
Because man gonna hold them up.
I tell a man, so holy passport, man, they need to come through, man. We want to come out of the dark place, brother.
Yeah, the whole of
we don't want working them people that we don't want man in live a town and he don't come a country till every 5 years. We don't want that, brother.
Yeah, when you block the road. When you block the road, them run come quick.
Yeah, when all the time nobody liquid on our farm we had, but we still want a little help on something. We know say.
Yeah, man, that's the way. Yeah. That is the cry of most of the people them here right now. You know, oh, them have to out as well.
Brother. I tell you, every land you go upon a person, you can find one 30 dozen pear Japan and eat pear tree.
You
so
see,
we take one factory in there, some pear oil and
you
some
can't
pear.
make guacamole. You know when them guacamole?
No, I don't really know that still.
Okay. Because guacamole is that thing where Mexican them make it still. It make with pear, no soft or pear. The pear them when you that dash way. You just get some, cut up some onion fine, cut up some garlic fine, get some salt if you use salt, put it in it, and then you put it in maybe a food processor and make it become like butter. And then you can spread it on bread, or you can spread it on crackers and all them something there.
Would my one of the investors out there hear the idea and come up here with you, because you can't lose, you know.
Then when you don't do it, I mean, I tell you to do it.
Nah, no money, brother.
All right, we have to go now because they're going to have music news, you know, yeah?
All right, I want link, man. Everything good, man.
Yeah, remember when we say guacamole, remember the name, all right?
Yeah, man, I go up on the internet and catch it, man.
We want to play this that came out in England about this Rastafari sistering, this Jamaican sistering. Honor. We don't hear much about it in Jamaica, but it's a big thing in England. Big thing. Here we go.
Up-and-coming ethnic minority journalist has been named after the UK's first black female TV news reporter, Barbara Blake Hannah.
Yeah, Barbara's interviewees included high-profile names like Harold Wilson and Michael Caine, but she is also credited with paving the way for other black reporters. Helen Keenan has the story.
A young Jamaican girl became the first black person to be employed as a reporter interviewer on British television. Her name was Barbara Blake, and I was that girl.
Barbara Blake Hannah, the first black TV news reporter in Britain, landing a job on Thames TV in 1968 and interviewing several high-profile figures, from Prime Minister Harold Wilson to Hollywood actor Michael Caine. But during her time, she was subjected to rampant racism from viewers, and it cut short her career. Her struggle paved the way for other black reporters, including household names Sir Trevor MacDonald and Moira Stewart. Her contribution will now be acknowledged with a new journalism award in her name. It's hoped it will encourage diversity in British journalism. Barbara Blake Hannah, still a pioneering influence on the UK media.
Well, we're joined now by Barbara from her home in Jamaica. 2:30 in the morning over there, so thank you so much for staying up for us. You know, Barbara, I have to say, I found out about you yesterday and I feel completely cheated because I've always looked towards Sir Trevor MacDonald, Moira Stewart. In fact, when I first started working at ITV, I used to watch Sir Trevor MacDonald read the links for the Tonight programme. I got to present the Tonight programme, but what I didn't know is that, you know, I've obviously walked in his footsteps, so to speak, but he'd actually walked in yours. You were the first. You know, what was it like and what kind of barriers did you face?
Well, let me say good morning to both of you first.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Britain. The barrier I faced was just race. And that's what happened at the end of my first job. The contract was not renewed because so many viewers called in objecting to the color to my color, my race. And
wow, is that really true? That it seems so hard for us to imagine now, doesn't it? That you were there and that was the reaction.
It's hard to imagine. That was 50 years ago, and that really was the reaction. You know, they wrote letters and they called the station. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. And there was nothing that was done about it then. I think things would be very different. I know things would be very different today. There would have been, you know, loud voices raised objecting. But 50 years ago, that was the reality of life.
How did you hide the offence caused? Because, you know, there would have been situations where you would have been referred to. I mean, obviously, there were lots of complaints. I mean, we can't say the word on television, but, you know, people used to write in or phone up and say, get the N-word off the telly. How did you deal with all of that? I mean, that's all, it's heartbreaking, but, you know, you wanted to stay and you wanted to make a difference, didn't you?
I didn't know it was happening at the time. I didn't know until it was time for my contract to be renewed. And I was told that that was the reason why it wouldn't be renewed. While I was actually working, I didn't know that was happening. I just didn't know. No one told me, I'm glad to say. It wasn't until, as I said, the contract came up for renewal and I was told, sorry, Barbara, goodbye.
Goodness me. And so that was the reaction from people watching. What about those that you went to interview? Were there ever moments on a story when you faced it? I understand that when Enoch Powell was being interviewed in the studio, you were sort of advised, is that right, to perhaps make yourself scarce?
No, I was sent out on a story one evening, a bitterly cold night and a really awful story. When I came back in the studio, was all closed up and, you know, no one was there. And I said, what happened? They said, well, we finished. We just did an interview with the gentleman. And I said, wow, I would have liked to be here. And they said, no, that's why you were sent out on that story, because he especially said he wouldn't come in unless I was not in the studio.
Oh,
but that
my
was
goodness.
That was when I worked in Birmingham, London, Thames. No one really objected when I went out on stories. I was just a journalist and, you know, people just accepted me. So I had no idea. No one treated me differently among the people I had to interview.
What were
no
the
one
highlights?
at all. I remember once I was given a story to do of the Hells Angels. They'd come to London for some event. And, you know, the Hells Angels were famous for being racist. But they were so sweet. They didn't mind at all. And the idea for the story just fizzled out because they didn't mind. They said hi. They even wrote to me years after and said, hey, we remember being interviewed by you. So on the job, no, I didn't have any problems.
What were some of your highlights during your career here in Britain?
Well, I would say, you know, I interviewed a lot of people. Jack Benny was very nice. He was a real charmer. He insisted on having both us female reporters to talk with him, one on each side, and he was a real sweetie. I remember a terrible story where we had to interview a man with a cat that ate oysters on the day the oyster season started. I'm glad I didn't have to do that story because I don't like oysters.
Nor do I.
But, you know, so you had some good times, some fascinating times and some very tough times. We've seen the Black Lives Matter protests this summer here in the UK and across the world. Kamala Harris, the first woman of colour to be on a ticket, the Democratic ticket over in the US. Are things changing for the better? And do you look back and think, maybe in a way, I was part of starting that change?
Very much so. I want to, at this moment, give thanks to a young Black British journalist, Bree Johnson, who interviewed me for a story and brought this whole idea of an award to Press Gazette. And this is all part of the evolution of time. The Black Lives Matter movement has done a lot to make people realize the extent to which racism has affected the lives of Black people. And I'm very glad of George Floyd's death has changed the world in so many ways. It's made people really have to look into themselves and see how they affect the world. Because we're supposed to live together in love, no matter what. And racism prevents us from doing that. So it's good that it's finally happening. And better late than never. And I'm glad that I'm around. And I'm glad that what happened to me 50 years ago is having some...
Yes. Barbara Michaela Blake, there's an award that is named in her name in England for journalists who is appearing on television, news journalists. But I say, listen up, top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick and catch pot, drive time draws coming up next.
And what are you doing with your life in Jamaica?
Oh, with my life in Jamaica, I do so many very different things, I've written 6 books. I work as a cultural consultant in the Ministry of Culture. I became known for being a homeschooling pioneer because I homeschooled my son, and at the age of 13, he was appointed technology consultant to the government. So I've done those sort of things. I've been a senator in the Jamaican Parliament, an independent senator and the first Rasta ever to sit in Parliament. So I've done things like that. I've done very little journalism except as sort of freelance activities. I've made a few films. I've just done different things. My life has changed in different ways. I've grown up as a media person.